You are listening to the Path of Presence podcast, where we integrate head and heart with mindful alignment of branding, business, and social presence with Evelyn Foreman. Free resources are available on our website at pathofpresence.com. Join us on an awakening journey to flourish online, to build a sustainable lifestyle business, to market your program or service, to create intentional community, and to receive inspiration, information, and ideas on how to balance the entrepreneurial journey. Together, let's move forward as the light we've come to be, integrated, heart-centered, spirit-guided, and vision-led. And now your host, Evelyn Foreman. Well, hello everyone. Good day and aloha. Welcome to episode 12 of the first season of our Path of Presence podcast. First, thank you so much for your support, for tuning in and listening. Even though this is a podcast and a one-way broadcast to communicate, I know that those who show up and listen are supposed to. It's not an accident that you are here, and I am affirming a divine appointment for your time here today. You might be listening as you are driving or doing house chores or out exercising. Whichever way you tune in, I thank you for being with me on this journey. And of course, this is Evelyn Foreman speaking with Path of Presence. And it has been a phenomenal summer, getting organized and things in order here at Path of Presence. And now that it's mid-September, the temperature is dropping and the kiddos are back to school, which leaves me, as a mom of little ones, albeit growing up quick, some space for expansion and deep listening. Do you recall a time in your life when it seems that everything simply clears out, that everything just neutralizes and harmonizes all at once, and there's this space? Suddenly, the noise and the people and the places and things that once occurred in that space are gone. Suddenly, there's a quiet solace in your life, and there's space for reflection and contemplation. Well, this void might cause some of us to immediately and quickly get it filled. The busyness of what was gone is gone. What do we do now? Examples of such are dieting, loss, relationships, projects. Almost everything in life has a progression. And business building, entrepreneurship, online marketing, digital, this and that is no exception. Those of us who are part of AA and Al-Anon and anything anonymous, really, we understand this void all so well, even though we might use different language to identify it. Empty nesters are another poignant example of those who might understand the void. What we do with ourselves after the children leave the house for the first time, or the newly retired who seem to be more busy now in retirement than ever before. It is in our human nature to want to avoid the void, quickly finding a substitution for it. And it takes presence, a presence of mind and body and spirit with an intentional conscious awareness to not live on autopilot. We must choose that. Otherwise, we're on autopilot, right? You know what? It is easy to mindlessly fill the void with something else. It really is. The space that opens is definitely a change and an opportunity to determine what we want to do with the space that seems to have a hole in it. When we feel this empty hole, it's simply an opportunity. It is a chance to conscientiously and intentionally call in what ours is to do. Well, I have come to know this void all so well, to come to it time and time again, and in doing so, I am familiar with the path of what comes up when we are confronted with this space, when we are conscious and awakened to that big old void in front of us. Well, how I've gotten through it is to be still and to listen. And believe me, it's all I could do with myself to be still, right? This intentional listening is the compass that guides me on my path. The process is not robotic. I don't go anywhere to input the answer, no search engine or letter to Abby, for those of us who are old enough to know who Dear Abby is. I don't call the psychic hotline or ask a Ouija board. Rather, I hold the intention and any questions I might have in consciousness, asking for guidance in meditation. As I sit with the question, I release my energy consciously around the right and perfect answer for it. I just simply let it go, keeping my body, mind, and spirit relaxed. Some might call this prayer, and it very well might be. My faith comes from knowing that I am directed, that everyone is directed, connected to the infinite wisdom of the universe, that what we need is always ever ready and available to us. Our job is simply to be open to receive this wisdom, to know what to do next, to hear its guidance, and to follow as directed, keeping my ego, human mind in check. It is my chosen conscious belief that as an earthling, as a human being, that I am part and parcel to everything that exists here on earth. And so I allow myself to tap into the positive and productive side of this universe, calling on the strength and the power and the knowledge of everything that I have within me, around me, through me, to evolve and be who I've come to be. So, dear one, what is it that you believe? How do you tap into the divine? And as you undergo change, what is your guiding light? Now, as we walk together on this path we call life, I really put all of my energy in staying present. And in the presence of being, I am realizing that this podcast is an opportunity to help others in a way that perhaps no one is doing, to enable possibility to talk about the journey. Now, this is the journey of entrepreneurship, of creativity, of building a lifestyle business that you can do anywhere. This is life, which directly, in my opinion, if we are integrated, we will realize that creating a business is a reflection of our journey in life. Now, there are 1,000,001 coaches, teachers, and course creators out there that are absolutely amazing, showing us the how-to. And I'm sure you've encountered some of them. If we're honest on this journey, I know that you may be enrolled in a course of some sort, and good for you. I know I am. Education and getting our bearings and understanding of the technical side of the how-tos and what-tos and where and the whens are so important, because in order to succeed, we must utilize all our resources to the best that we can so that we can execute on what we're here to do. So at Path of Presence, I'm creating a space on this venue, on our podcast, to address the stuff that entrepreneurs, creatives, moms, business people encounter other than the technical how-tos simply on this podcast. I want to address all the underlying stuff that occurs as human beings. After the last few episodes produced on being seen, being heard, and being understood on social media, I've come to embrace the idea that much of what is missing is the underside of the journey, the storytelling of the underside of the story, the what is really going on beneath the how-tos. Learning involves technique, yes. It is a skill to become familiar with, competent at, and to master how to, say, bring a course online or list building and even social media. However, there is a journey to this process. And the question becomes, what about the journey? And what do we do to get through this? How do we get through this? What is the inner path that we must be present to if we are to be awakened individuals? More than just coaching, I want to allow this podcast to be a space to explore the inner journey, to go deeper, addressing a balance of head and heart, integrating mindfully our whole self so that we're not operating from just that part of us that is left brain and eliminating the right brain altogether. We want an integration of our whole entire being, and we want to bring our whole selves authentically in the light as we build our business and as we embrace the truth of our being. So this theme of integration keeps coming up over and over for me. It's sort of a message from the universe to me, and I am making way for it, and I am sharing it with you. This is the change that's coming. So I hope that I've piqued your interest. I hope that there is a yes towards the conversation of the process and the journey. So in a couple of weeks, on October 5th, tune in and join me. October 5th is a new season, season 2 on our Path of Presence podcast. I am excited and thrilled to share it with you. The theme is about the journey, and the episodes will be about the magnificent journey of life and business integrated as we head into and through the fall season. Thank you so much for joining me today. It really is a privilege to have your ear and a pleasure to serve in this way. I am totally committed to deepening our conversation about the journey of entrepreneurship, of integrating head and heart, life and business, and all things that make up the entirety of who we are. This is Evelyn Foreman with the Path of Presence, sending you good jujus, and I'll see you on the next episode. Aloha. Thank you for listening to the Path of Presence podcast with Evelyn Foreman. Join us each week for mindful, engaging, enlightening dialogue to shift your awareness and build your business online. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to this podcast by clicking on the subscribe button. Join our Facebook page for updates, freebies, tips, and trainings at facebook.com/pathofpresence. Free business and social media marketing resources available on our website at pathofpresence.com. You are listening to the Path of Presence podcast with Evelyn Foreman. Have a beautiful day and aloha.